Hey everyone. The things that stood out to me the most in this article, there's two major things that stood out to me. We'll go over the second one in a minute whenever we talk about the impacts that it has. But the one statistic, and it's the first bold thing we see, is 1 in 6 Americans both actively seek out and frequently consume science news. And I think that's a really telling sign about our population's general knowledge and education about certain science-related topics. And I think that those 1 in 6 people, the one is probably going to be those scientists, those farmers, those ranchers, those researchers who this news is affecting. The science news that's being given to the world is affecting those people. And I think that's really telling that 5 in 6, that 5 people out of 6 don't actively seek it and consume it. And I think that that's where the misinformation and miscommunication comes in, is they're listening to these fake news sites or the normal news sites like CNN, NBC, and not to get political at all, but they're not listening to the true fact sciences and the science news as a whole. They're not going out of their way to get the facts, and I think that that's where the miscommunication comes in. And to answer the second question, but also something that's interesting to me, the second fact is it went in to talk about the social media impact that science news has, and it stated that only 25% saw a lot or even some science-related news on their social media accounts. And in our generation, we always say, well, how are we going to advocate, or how are we going to communicate? And we always say we're going to use social media. That's our best outlet. And I think that that's a really significant number. Only 25% of people, that's 1 in 4. That's not a lot whenever you're thinking about the population as a whole. That's only one person seeing it out of 4. So I have 3 roommates, there's 4 of us, that's only me seeing it. That's a significant number. And so in my opinion, I don't think we can use social media to impact how we're going to communicate and incorporate communication into agricultural and natural resources. I think that we have to really get out there and do the face-to-face. And it's funny that I say that because mask to mask, actually, we have to make that personal connection. We have to go out, we have to, as farmers and ranchers and advocates and communicators for industries that we love and organizations that we love in the agricultural industry, we have to get out there and talk to those people. We have to make it personal. We cannot speak through a screen the same way we can speak to each other face to face. So that statistic was extremely significant to me and interesting to me. And I think that that's where I got my answer for the second question. We can't use social media anymore. The number is not large enough. We're not reaching enough people. And so as soon as we can figure out the fix to that, which I believe is face-to-face contact, I think that we'll see a greater increase in knowledge about the agricultural and natural resource industries and organizations. And we'll see a better representation of people who are willing to step up for our sciences and our science news.